Before I was a VTuber, I had a YouTube gaming channel that had 46 million views, and it has generated me over $65,000 of ad revenue. Now, this is just a portion of the total money I've made on YouTube or as a content creator, because I've other revenue stream like Twitch stream or sponsorship. But in this video, you're gonna see a breakdown of exactly how much money I have made on my previous gaming channel and why being a VTuber sucks. Now, you might be thinking 65,000 views, wow, that's a lot. But it actually is not. It is actually really little, which is the surprising part and why I want to make this videos. This is because you have to divide the amount of revenues by the amount of views you get into what we like to call CPM, which I don't know what it stands for, but it just means how much money you get paid per 1,000 views you generate on YouTube. For a gaming channel, that's typically is about $1.50 to $2, and that exactly line up with what I have seen on the numbers on this channel as well. Take a look at this videos where I showcase every single emote in a game called Blue Protocol Star Residence. This video generated me 13,000 views, and it has generated me about $28, right? And going by the previous formula again, we have 13 thousands divided by 8,000 to get how many thousands view you have, which is 13 in this case, multiplied by about 1.5 to 2, which is the gaming CPM, you get $26 to $28, and that's it. And let me tell you right now, getting 10,000 views, 15,000 views is really hard, and yet it only still generated me $26 on this videos. The thing about this video is that not only I have to put the effort into making these videos, I also hired an editor for maybe like $40 to $50 on this videos, which this video is edited. And so I actually lost money on this videos despite having 15,000 view-ish. Now, to highlight how hard it is to generate 15,000 views on YouTube, let's take a look at one of the biggest VTuber in the world. Well, probably the biggest VTuber in the world, Ironmouse. And you can see that her videos has different view count consistently up and down. Most of her videos hover around the 40 to 50,000 view range. Some of her videos has closer to 100,000 views, but at the same time, some of her other videos have maybe just 15 to 20,000 views. So you can see it's kind of up and down, just like how my channels probably have videos that have really high view count as well. View count in general is up and down. You can't really predict how exact the number is, but Ironmouse sometimes today, by being the biggest VTuber in the world with over close to 2 million subscribers, so only sometimes get videos that are maybe 20,000 views, like this one here. Now, of course, one of the thing about Ironmouse video is that they might be longer. You actually get paid based on how long people stay watching, because you can add mid-roll ads. So if people watch the entire videos, they're more likely to run into more ads, so therefore you might get paid more. But in general, let's say this Ironmouse videos, we can expect maybe this video make at most $100, and for Ironmouse to probably edit this videos and stuff like that, the production cost of this videos might be close to $100 worth. So she at best like break even on this videos. To give a little bit more data point, this videos, should you play Blade so Neo in 2025, this video generated me 107,000 views, which maybe about $200. As you would expect, again, the formula is you take the view count, you divide it by thousands, and then you multiply it by 2, right? 100,000 is very exceptional. It is really good. It is like a videos that I get once in a blue moon. And if a video were to go really viral, like for example, some of these like Genshin video that I have early that have over 500,000 views, then I make close to $1,000. Now you might be thinking like, oh, $1,000 on one single videos. Wow, that's crazy. That's really good. But getting 500,000 views to more is really hard. Like I cannot explain just how hard and how much effort it is to get even like thousands worth of views, and here we're talking about 500,000, and it's really hard. Now you might be thinking like, oh, but people get millions of views on short form like shorts or like reels all the time. But you have to understand that short form content actually have a different payout structures, and they pay like dog shit. For viewing short form content, they pay significantly less. For a reels that generated me 1.5 million views on YouTube, I only got paid $37, which, if I were to be honest, is not even enough to cover like my VTuber short. Every single one of these shorts I hire an editor to pay for, and it cost me about like $20 to $30 each to make, right? And so the only time where I would break even making one of these shorts would be for it to get 1.5 million views, and every single one of these shorts so far have barely over 1,000 views. It's just really hard nowadays, right? And let's say this video did really well. Let's say this video tomorrow did 10 times better, 10,000 views. It will still not make any amount of money. And again, to illustrate that, for a videos with 26,000 views on the short form tab, which is like reels, it only made me $2, right? So it will cover 1/10 of the editing cost. And again, every single one of these videos loses me a lot of money. The reality about gaming is that gaming on YouTube pay really little. Again, you keep hearing this $2 CPM numbers that I'm bringing up for all my channels, but the thing is that CPM is actually categorized. Gaming pay about $2, but stuff like makeup or travel, where people like to spend money, can pay a lot more, like $10, $15 to even $20 per 1,000 views. I mean, if a makeup videos were to get 1,000 views, they might make like $20, and then if a makeup videos get 10,000 views, they may make like $200, where I have to make 100,000 views, meaning I have to have 10 times the amount of audience to make the same amount of money, which is why most VTubers loses monies until they are able to get merch sale in, because merch is how most VTuber actually make their money. Now, at the beginning of the video, you might remember that I said $65,000 was the money I made on YouTube, but wasn't the only amount of money I have made. The reality is that most of the money I made on the content creating journey is actually through sponsorships. Because I was a gaming YouTube channels, I was able to get sponsors where a company basically come and say, hey, please play our game and do a reviews, we will pay you. And you're able to tell these kind of videos because I say this video is sponsors, as well as the fact that there is a pay promotion tab at the top left. These kind of video include Hour of Fantasy reviews, or like game like DK review, and you can see that these kind of videos pay significantly more because the company pay me to actually do it. Usually these videos come with a deliverable where the company basically like, hey, we want you to showcase our game, including talking about how the gameplay is really cool and really unique, even if you think it fucking sucks. By the way, Nikki doesn't suck. Nikki is a really good game, and I actually cosplayed a Nikki character recently at Anime Expo. But with that being said, usually there's a certain amount of like deliverable, like, hey, please do a boss fight to show people like gameplay in this game is really cool beyond the titties. Please show the gacha so people can see the characters are really cool. Like, there's a little list of deliverable that you have to do, and that's how you get paid. But you do get paid a lot. For these kind of videos, I work with an agency and we charge us a flat rate. And we're looking at $5,000 per video. Doesn't matter how many views I get, doesn't matter what game it is. DKs, Tower Fantasies, whatever other games, $5,000. That's the rate. Sometimes the company doesn't care to make an entire dedicated 10-minute video to promote their game. Sometimes they just care for like a little insert. We call this like insert sponsorship, where you go and make your regular videos and then you have like a little segment of sponsors like, hey, this video is sponsored by this other game, like go check them out, and then we go back to the videos, right? In this case, the rates here is about $1,000 per 1 minute of insert. So this here insert is lasted about 8 minutes. But I get paid about $1,000 for these things. So this is where the main revenue actually coming from, and it's how I'm able to afford my VTuber models. Is through these sponsorship deal, and I have definitely made significantly more money in total on sponsorship than my entire lifetime of ad revenues on YouTube. If I were to break down all the money I've made as a gaming creator, it probably looks something like this, where about a third of it is probably YouTube, right? And then sponsorship is this chunk. This entire part is sponsorship, because there's so many gacha game, and every single one of them come and be like, yo, we got a new gacha game, or even a new patch where we have this new characters that we think would be really cool. Can you do a review for it? Can you help us endorse the game? And I'm just like, okay, and it's just this chunk. Right, and then finally, this chunk here is my Twitch streaming. I made absolutely nothing on Twitch stream, and I think Twitch is just like a wild card. Some people, like VTubers, might be really good at monetizing their Twitch to like beg for something and stuff like that. I wasn't really good at monetizing my Twitch, so it was like absolutely like nothing. To give you like some number, like straight out from my dashboard, on average, I was averaging like 100 viewers, you know, like per month, and I was streaming like 50 hours a month, 40 hours a month, and I was making like about $260, which is like, again, like nothing compared to the numbers. Like working 60 hours to make $260 is like $4 an hour, and that's, again, like that is a number that is less than working at McDonald's, right? I was really bad at like begging for a sub though, so like depending on the streamers, sometimes they might make a lot of money from subs. Oh, I realized I can't see the hours. 58-hour stream in this month. And you can see Twitch is just a wild ball because there's so many different sources of money you can make on Twitch. Like you can have like bids, ads, gift sub, and stuff like that. If you're really good at monetizing your Twitch, this number could be significantly higher. Like if you're charging people like $1, $2 for TTS, and people love spamming TTS on your channel, then you could have a way higher revenue on Twitch. But for me, I wasn't really good at monetizing my Twitch, so Twitch was absolutely dog shit. And because again, I'm a gaming reviewer, so like most people just come and ask questions like, oh, what do you think of this game, or like, what is the best thing to do in this game? And so I wasn't very good at monetizing my Twitch, but instead majority of my revenue was actually from sponsorship instead. So now as a VTuber, how much money do I make? Well, as someone who is not monetized at all on YouTube or any of my social media, $0. But with that being said, yeah, don't be a gaming content creator. Honestly, it's not worth it. It is quite fun though, I would say. It was really fun. I had a lot of fun doing it. But beyond being a hobby and you're prepared to losing a lot of money, it's not worth it. So, yep, that's all. Alright, now please subscribe because now I like talking about computer science, finance, and numbers. I love numbers. I love just talking about numbers, which is why I made this channel. Alright, bye bye.